Good morning, guys. This is Freddie Cole. Got a phone call this morning from one of my leaders. They're overseas in Europe, and so they're afternoon. But good thing I was up anyway on the grind. But anyway, I'm on my way to a meeting. So they asked me a question. They said, Freddie, how do you know when someone will be a good leader, someone that'll help you build your organization and take you to the next level? What I have to say is it's pretty simple. And a guy told me before that if you have to convince someone to join your organization, you have to convince someone that they can do it, then you'll also have to convince them to put the work in order to make it happen. And so I take that philosophy and I live by that philosophy. If you do a good job of presenting the opportunity to someone and they are skeptical and they're kind of like, I don't think that's going to work, then 9 times out of 10, they're more so concerned with trying to find a reason not to do it than trying to find a reason to do it. And so those are the people that are not going to help you grow your business. You want people that they can see their why in your organization. They can see the answer to what they've been looking for in what you presented to them. And if they can see the answer to what what they've been looking for, then guys, then that's a no-brainer. You'll know if a person's going to be a good leader for you or not. First of all, one, because you see the fire in their eye. You'll see the fire when you present the opportunity to them. You let them know what are the first steps of getting started, and they don't hesitate. They get it done. Now obviously you may come across people, you will come across people who are excited about getting started, but they may not have what it takes financially to get going. And so, here's another thing. My philosophy on that is, I've done it in the past and it didn't work out as far as paying for someone to get started. That's one of the things that I've learned in growing my business, is that it does not give people, they don't have anything in the game. If you're going to pay the initial onset for someone to get started, one, they don't have anything in the game to say, okay, I'm vested, now I need to make this thing work. That's your money. They never saw your money, so it doesn't matter to them, and so there's not going to be any fire for them to be successful. Now, on the flip side of that also, taking it a step further, if a person puts their own money in the game, they're vested. Now they have something to fight for. They want to at least make their money back, but then when they see the success, now they want to make sure they get the increase. So I don't want to take someone's testimony away by paying for their entry. And so if you think about it, you're going to come across people who are excited about joining an organization, excited about getting started and building a business, but they just don't have the money right then and there to do it. And so because of that, now what if they're out there prospecting, they come across someone who does not have the funds to get started, and then the only thing they can say is, yeah, I didn't either. The guy who introduced me to the business actually paid for me to get started. That's a weak testimony. That'd be a weak testimony how they were able to become successful. But on the flip side of that, if they're able to say, well, you know what, I was in the same boat you're in. I totally understand not having the income to start, to start this business, but this is what I did. I went out and I cut grass. I pawned my Xbox. I did, whatever it was I had to do, because this meant that much to me. I saw so much value in this that I found a way to come up with the money that I needed to get started. And now here I am today, a success story with this organization. And so that's a testimony that's powerful. That's a testimony that will reach out to, I'm pretty sure, 99%, if not 100% of those people who say they want to do this but don't have the capital, don't have the money to get started. So I will not take away someone's testimony by paying for their first month. I will encourage them to find a way. I will give them deadlines, because the truth of the matter is, if you're constantly growing your business, then it will affect where people fall into your organization. And so I'll tell them, I say, hey, listen, hopefully you can get this thing going sooner than later, because I'm constantly growing my business, and the longer you wait, it kind of hurts you being close to me in terms of my organization. I want you to be as close as possible to me so we can really work together and we can maximize the earning potential for both of us. And so a person like that who's a leader, bottom line is they'll find a way. They'll find a way. And so That's what you're looking for. If you want somebody that's going to take your business to the next level, you want somebody who's going to find a way, who has a niche of finding a way. All right, because that's what it's going to take to get you to the next level. It's going to take your organization to the next level. If you're going to get people who's accepting handouts and not really looking to work for something, and they're willing to accept, I don't have the funds in my pocket right now, as an excuse for not starting, chances are they're not going to be great leaders for you. They're going to take up space from someone who is. So I would say put pressure on them, not too much to where you scare them off, but put pressure on them and say, hey, listen, I'm constantly growing my organization, so keep that in mind. You know that, the longer it takes, the further away from me personally you'll be on my organization. And so now you're looking at people who, okay, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to go out there and you're going to find a way to make it happen, or are you going to fall by the wayside? Now, if you have to call those people, hey, did you find them? Did you get the funds yet? Did you, if you got to go that route, then guess what? Once again, they're not a leader. Because if there's something that's in them, and there's something in this organization that they know will work for them, they will be in contact with you. They will find a way. Hey, listen, I don't have all of it. I found half of it. Keep me close, man. Keep me posted. And so those are your leaders. Those are people that you want. So just to keep everything simple and short, leaders find a way. You'll know when you talk to someone about the organization, you say these are the first steps of getting started. If they have what it takes, they will jump on it right away. They'll jump on it. You won't have to chase them down to do step 1. You won't have to constantly remind them to get to step 2. You won't have to constantly remind them to do any of those things, because as a leader, they're paving the way for those who's going to follow them. And so if they're willing to do everything it takes up front without having to be told 2 or 3 times, then guess what? They're going to expect the same thing of the people that they bring in the organization, and that's going to catapult you to the next level. All right. Hopefully that answers your questions. For anybody out there who's looking at what does it take and how do you know if you're going to have a good leader out of a certain individual, then that's pretty much the recipe right there. All right. Take care, guys. Wish you the best in growing your business, and always feel free to hit me up, adainc21@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/fcole21. Take care.